Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, back at the Crystarium where we want to continue our main quest, I believe. Last time main quest we finished 5.2 and now... Mr. Shadowstar, will you be venturing forth today? Do be sure to take care of so. Though they say the stars are always harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede it is not for me to tell the warrior of darkness how to look after herself. Old habits, you understand? Ah, Serenia, how very opportune. Ach, this is... Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to thank you, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tale set the record straight. Finally, the people see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is, in the case of Artbird. You too were surprised to see him, I think. At the time I was not certain what to make of it all, but I could see the effect his words had on those around me. And then the stars rained down from the sky and, well, you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude, and so here I am. Thank you, Serenia, for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to their rightful place in history. Should you perhaps wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there's anything I can do to your help, anything at all, you need only say the word. Tell me what the situation is like in the city. The situation in the city, do you mean the people's awakening as warriors of light? Well, while questions remain about the circumstances surrounding Artbird's return, history tells us that what took place may not be entirely unprecedented. But to understand that requires an understanding of Warriors of Light in a broader Verantic terms context. If it please you, I should be glad to provide an overview. I flatter myself that it may grant you a better grasp of that which is occurring not only in the Crystarium, but the world at large. Excellent, I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant texts. Pray join me at your earliest convenience. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Do not let me keep you, miss. I bid you a pleasant day. Okay. Cabinet of Curiosity. Up. Serenia, excellent timing. I have but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As a great many works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. The Warriors of Light, you say? Forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been keeping watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. so I thought I'd spend some time brushing up my knowledge of familiars and offer no volunteer to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? So, Moen? Of course. The more the merrier. If you'd care to find a table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. They want to pore over the annals of Rantic history, one would note the comparative frequent occurrence of individuals hailed as Warriors of Light. Artburn and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name but a few, there was Tolteville, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodford and Sollard, the fabled Dran and Gantchen duo of Verbert. And no list of Rantic heroes would be complete without the Archmage Hugh Norvrandt. In older texts, she too was called a Warrior of Light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of a title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of a flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear, the title used not to exalt, but to revile. A far cry from its beginnings. This, my friends, is Norvrandt's oldest epic, the original tale of a struggle between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesied hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of a light, the hero styled himself its foot soldier, and thus did he come to be known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, in the centuries that followed, other heroes appear to claim the selfsame epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be a name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. It was a Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy I, by the way, in the picture. Well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warrior of Light is also used in the source. Though the manner in which individuals have earned it are many and varied, heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any sign of dying out, as you can well attest. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Hydaelyn's voice. As she styles him, so does he style himself. A Warrior of Light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and damn it. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely, there will have been no few heroes who were not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses, and over time, they came to use the title Warrior of Light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if that theory holds true in the other worlds, if crossing the rift were that easy. Hydaelyn did call me a Warrior of Light. She did? I've never heard her voice myself. but I can feel her presence. Perhaps through Minfilia? At any rate, assuming all of this is true, there's a common thread behind the epithet. I doubt the Ascians will have been amused. To have a world at large associate light, by extension Hydaelyn, with good, must have added insult to injury. I was just wondering, he is standing there and he has no idea of all of this, right? What is going through his head? While this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I be privy to it? Maybe it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no need for that, my friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Oh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Ah! Riki Tio, are you alright? My precious Tomes. Did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? I believe this is the first time we've seen a child Mikoto, right? You too, Akil and Ave. We're sorry, Master Moen. Aren't you... the Warrior of Darkness? My name is Riki Tio, and I want to help everyone. Please tell me, what do I have to do to be a hero? To be a Warrior of Light? Oof. No, quite. We've met, what's her name? Chloe. Chloe we met before. Chloe Aliapo. No, I'm done. To the children, at least. Even children want to become warriors of light. Setting aside our misgivings would seem childish to discourage the young lady. Let's hear what she has to say. The children's inquisitiveness is to be commended, but my precious Tomes! We're sorry, knocked over the books. Do you remember me? When we returned from the sea with the exarch, I asked you how you became so strong. So, I want to be a warrior of light, but not one that fights with a sword and all that. No, I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people. An apothecary. I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium. No, in all of Norvrandt. When I told Akil and Ervel this, they said that the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. But this place is so big and we don't have a faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. If one knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treaties on potions here. Even so, I fear they may prove a little difficult for one so young. But, Esteemed Warrior of Darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Riki Tio to Spagarix? Rather than tomes, I believe she tends to learn more by observing the chirurgeons at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we're finished here, so we'll come with you. Last one to Spagarix is the rotten egg. If you know I'm really fast, you're going to be the rotten egg. Person, you're standing in me. Which is not surprising, but... appears there aren't so many patients at the moment. I only pray that such peaceful days continue. I'm here. What to do? What to do? Well now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? The young lady wants to learn about potions. Is that the way of it, sweetie? You wish to learn about medicine? That's right, I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Well, that's a very noble endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. But ultimately, we have all decided not to pursue that dream. Huh? Why? Because for people you need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, the artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life, and the younglings like you who are the future of a crystarium. They couldn't simply abandon them, you see, and so, difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Then, does this mean my dream isn't any good? Oh sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you pursue it. If we all work hard, the day will come when our convergence may set forth to aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive toward that day, I hope we can rely upon you as well, though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. That's the spirit. Without further ado then, may I entrust you with a task? I have placed an order at XIV for a potion ingredient. I would like you to go and collect it. Oh, an ingredient? Leave it to me, miss. My, such an abundance of energy. Oh, I can't help but wonder if she'll be alright by herself. My apologies, but would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at XIV, speak with a woman named Gracine. She will point you in the right direction. I shall join you. As the one who suggested this course to Riki Teo, I would assist her in her first steps. And what about you two? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same kind as Riki. So we'll wait for you here, warrior of darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Reen and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. And over there is Riki? And Alphino? Are we small enough? Ah, there you are. As it turns out, the ingredient still wants for harvesting, so we're going about that now. Okay. If it isn't a warrior of darkness herself, may I assume you are with Master Alphino? Yep. Right, lest you wonder, Chesamil's order is for grapes. As busy as we have been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So it was with apologies that I asked Master Alphino and his young companion to help themselves to the fruits on the vines. Perhaps you could lend them a hand? It's the undersized grapes you'll want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. So that's why she wanted they are small enough. I've harvested all the undersized grapes I could find here. How was the picking effort? I'm done with my part. Oh, you're here too? You're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. little grapes. Wow, you picked this many already? Amazing! I guess we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to Chesamil? Can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Ricky, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Why? Well, a while ago I felt sick. Really sick. My body was burning up and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. Then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I've ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave, the apothecary I mean. She went around taking care of people even when it was dangerous, and I decided I wanted to help people just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends. But I didn't really know what I was doing, or if there was anything else I could do. And not long ago a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light, go traveling the world helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Taylor? I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Taylor, one of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Ricky Teo. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless little actions of heroism, like delivering the grapes to Chesamil. It would seem I've been laboring under a misapprehension. I had convinced myself that it was the Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of the people. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided within them from the first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world alone. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not that a way will be found. Yet I believe I speak for us all when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange and distant land after all. Norvrandt has become as a home to us, and our people our own. Let us return to Spagarex. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make a vinegar, to which we will add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of our studies, I may just have to give Wikitio a little taste. Thanks for helping with the grapes, Warrior of Darkness. In return, I promise to brew you a potion one day. After chatting with Akil and Erwe here, we came to an agreement, but I let them explain their request themselves. Wikitio was beaming with pride when she returned. It may only have been a simple task, but she won't soon forget this achievement. Warrior of Darkness, if you've finished helping Wiki, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest to God's fighting. You already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've become a pest around the Crystarium of late. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away, and in preparation Sesame kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sport, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That's to say, put on a good show, yes? Right, let's head outside at once. Everyone, follow me. Alice, which is that? Come on, then, children. It should be safe enough for the children here. Everyone's here, good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood. And originally being nocturnal creatures, they have grown more active with the return of the night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chesameel's lures, which works by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves. So if you like to attract more if you place the lures near buildings. I have here 6 lures, 3 each of you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes, but there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Serenia. Anyway, Alize was shouting. Anyway, while we hunt for the bats, the 2 of you are to stay with Reen. She's really strong too and will keep you safe. Without further ado, then let the contest begin. Suspect here in for job. But who knows? Maybe I'm entirely wrong. Wait. I was looking for it. Just the question remains, how could the children watch that when we were all over the place? The bats didn't stand a chance. Wow, that was amazing. Well thought, Svenja, the children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest. Though I know the telly, may I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My thanks. Not a bad hole, even if I do say so myself. Five, 6, 7. 7 thanks from Alize. Which means that victory goes to Serenia, who collected 8. Seems you found the better spots for the lures. I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed, but you're still within reach. I'll get the better of you next time. So children, you've seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss. The bats went down before they knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like her. Good. If you're looking for example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Serenia and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you will be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide that you wanted to become a warrior of light? Well, we were there listening with everyone when Artbot appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. Vicini just killed my father and my sister, see? And I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Artbot said, this is our home. We are the ones who have to protect it. We are the ones who have to rise up as new warriors of light. What about you, Arkil? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know that I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost, that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourself. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkil feels. The star showers didn't awaken me to Heidelind's voice, but a vision of the final days, of a Mauert burning. It filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made. It felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind. But when I tried to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If you're going to stand around lost and forth, we may as well do so back in the city. Rest assured, Wien and I will take the children from here. The heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. What? Huh? It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Since I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. As you ponder Aziz's words, you are taken by an urge to revisit the scene of a fateful meeting.
Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us, at times you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind and the very star upon that true course. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Why must you employ the people in your plans?
I merely avail myself of such tools as I require for the conflict to come. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness. And I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with MSQ. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
If Lodeus called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude.
Hello, XIV.
But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope. Or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
Before we continue on, I didn't know where to properly pause the episode because I wanted to end it. I fought here, but then Reen showed up. Stupid. Anyway, until next time, when we continue here with Thancred and everything, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.